The analysis recently developed by Karema on military alliances in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo stems from a simplistic and deeply biased interpretation of a well-documented reality. By claiming to establish a moral and political equivalence between Rwanda's alleged cooperation with the M23 and the DRC security partnerships, this analysis deliberately ignores fundamental principles of international law and facts established by independent bodies. The sovereign state, with a legal and recognized government, has the inalienable right to request external military support to ensure its defense and the security of its population. This principle, enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations, should not be confused with the state's clandestine support from a rebel movement operating against a neighboring country. Equating these two situations is not only a legal error, but also a dangerous political slippage that tends to normalize the violation of the Congolese sovereignty. The security argument regularly invoked by Kigali, based on the persistent threat of the FDLR, is a part of now well-established rhetoric. Since 1994, the existence of these groups has been used as a recalling justification for Rwandan military interventions on Congolese soil. Yet, nearly 3 decades later, this discourse remains unchanged, even though successive operations conducted under this pretext have never been resulted in the definitive eradication of the FDLR. Even more serious, this strategy had been accompanied by a catastrophic human toll, more than 6 million deaths in the DRC, according to estimates widely cited by the United Nations and international organizations. Continuing to brandish the threat of the FDLR as a central argument without questioning its political manipulation amounts to transforming a historical tragedy into a permanent lever for interference. This stance, which this analysis adopts without critical distance, avoids any consideration of the human, the social, and the territorial consequences for the Congolese population. Regarding the M23, the debate is not only a matter of narrative or emotion, it's based on documented facts. Numerous reports from the United Nations group of experts have repeatedly established that this rebel movement cannot sustain itself or operate without structured external support. These reports document military, logistical, and financial support from Rwanda, as well as the presence of elements from its armed forces alongside the M23. These conclusions are not the product of propaganda, but rather of a technical investigation mandated by Security Council. In this context, to assert that the international community is applying a double standard is simply to shift the focus of the problem. The central issue is not selective pragmatism, but the nature of the actors involved. There is a fundamental difference between a state seeking to restore its authority over its territory and the state accused of supporting a foreign armed rebellion responsible for crimes against civilians. By perpetuating this confusion, such analysis contributes to undermining our understanding of the conflict and downplaying violations of international law. Lasting peace in the Great Lakes region can only emerge from a clear recognition of responsibilities, a rejection of manipulated narratives, and a sincere commitment to sovereignty and the protection of civilian populations. Any other approach, however rhetorically appealing, only prolongs the current impasse.